Nature has unpredictable forces, terrifying earthquakes, tsunamis, erupting volcanoes, and devastating hurricanes. We bring candid images, dramatic stories, and in-depth analysis of the most frightening natural disasters. Discover the Earth's incredible power and how humans respond to it. Subscribe now so you don't miss out. The power of water pulls everything in its path, and even these bridges are nothing against the raging waters. In the world, the ravages of hurricanes cannot be underestimated. Nothing is impossible. Terrifying moment, the hillside of a remote Chinese village suddenly gave way. A massive landslide swept down, taking entire houses on the mountain. They fell one after another, like toppled dominoes, engulfing the whole area in an unstoppable fury. There was a big snowfall in Japan. After just one night, the whole city was covered in snow, the thickness of which was as high as a house. This time, it was the destructive power of water that took action. In Nepal, a raging river overflowed its banks, sweeping away everything in its path. Landslides destroyed everything, even sinking a giant iron bridge like a fragile toy in the face of nature's fury. Flash floods in Japan swept away everything in their path. Chinese real estate developed too fast, too much compared to demand, leading to a real estate bubble with inappropriate planning, which had to be demolished in series. These images show one of the most terrifying disasters on the planet. The raging wildfires in California. Massive flames engulf everything, burning out of control and defying firefighters' efforts to extinguish them. Every year, this horrific scene recurs, burning the sky red. One of the most terrifying volcanic explosions ever recorded occurred on the island of Stromboli. A peaceful morning quickly became a nightmare as the volcano suddenly erupted, engulfing the area in ash and lava. Terrified tourists fled but were lucky to escape. Thanks to them, the world witnessed a terrifying scene of nature's unfathomable power. Greece, one of the the countries that suffered the most forest fires in the past decade, witnessed an unexpected disaster. The raging fire broke out, spreading like a giant monster, devouring forests, houses, and even roads. Entire towns on the outskirts were engulfed in flames. People fled in panic, abandoning everything. Black smoke billowed into the sky, blocking out the sunlight and turning day into night. In the face of the brutal power of nature, people could only pray and hope. The main characters in this story seem to sense the impending disaster. But are the people living in those houses so lucky? In the blink of an eye, the ground shakes, cracks, and opens its mouth to swallow everything. The sturdy structures disappear into nothingness, leaving behind desolation, grief, and fear. This is of a small tornado that occurred in Texas, USA, but its destruction was massive. The bad weather had triggered lightning that startled everyone.
Water, the unstoppable element. When it decides to pass through, nothing can stop it. These sewers are mere puny objects in the face of the wrath of water.
Switzerland suffered a devastating landslide after a flood. The sea is fierce, but also the most beautiful. It was a terrifying moment when a giant sinkhole 30 meters deep swallowed supercars right inside the museum. The incident happened in the blink of an eye, leaving behind a scene of devastation. Luckily, most of the valuable artifacts were able to avoid the disaster. Is one of the most unexpected and devastating natural disasters. Each falling stone destroys the car and causes heavy financial damage to the car owner. Nature not only causes material damage, but also leaves unpredictable consequences. In early 2024, a tiny tornado ripped through everything along the power lines in its path, leaving a terrifying scene behind. This reminds nature that everything can be destroyed in the blink of an eye. The mountain exploded, and rocks and soil rushed, sweeping everything away. No one had time to react. Disaster struck in a terrifying moment. No road is safe when nature is angry. Humans must adapt quickly because delay means disaster. The waves crashed in, sweeping away everything in their path. Cars drifted like small toys, tossed about by the raging waters, while houses struggled to keep up. Nature always has unpredictable powers. A violent tornado swept through in a moment, throwing a car into the air and causing it to roll endlessly amid the rage. The camera captured the terrifying scene, making the witnesses stunned by the power of nature, all very gentle. Luckily, everyone was safe, but outside, the raging waves crashed against the hull as if to swallow everything. There was nowhere to run, only a thin layer of glass separating people from the raging storm. Heartbeats were racing because you could become a part of the sea forever with just one small mistake. Some people are inquisitive about the dangerous floods and hope they will be safe in those fierce floods. Hope everyone is safe. When nature strikes, no place is truly safe. An earthquake off the coast of Japan unleashed a massive tsunami that raced across the ocean, carrying destructive force even as it reached the California coast. In the blink of an eye, the peaceful landscape turned into a chaotic inferno, sweeping away everything in its path. The damage was estimated at $26 million, but that was nothing compared to the terror unleashed by nature. Never underestimate its power. One moment of peace, the next, a catastrophe. Watching from a distance is enough to send a chill down your spine. Every earthquake is a reminder that the earth is never at rest. In seconds, the ground shakes, sturdy structures collapse, and everything can vanish as if it never existed. An unpredictable winter day in Baku saw drivers face icy roads, challenging them to show off their skills to avoid accidents.
Everyone must learn to adapt as quickly as possible.
The sturdy structures were suddenly fragile before the fury. The wind howled, and the metal was torn like orange peels, flying through the air.
Part like orange.
Everything trembled before the unstoppable destructive force. Natural disasters are always terrifying, but they don't always come in the form of hurricanes or earthquakes. A thick fog turned a highway into a death trap in New Orleans. In the blink of an eye, more than 40 cars crashed onto a bridge. These clouds are their most dangerous warnings. When you see a dome cloud, you know that a fierce cloud lurks in danger behind it. The power of a volcano will leave you in awe. A giant column of ash and smoke rises more than 21,000 feet into the sky, engulfing the sky. The volcano in Chile erupted violently, unleashing destructive power. The sight was not only terrifying, but also a testament to the mighty power of nature. The raging floodwaters rushed over the bridge, carrying a house with them. The house was trapped in the raging current, unable to escape across the bridge. But then, the enormous force of the water engulfed it, spinning it around like a fragile toy amid its fury. Onlookers on the bridge were stunned, helplessly watching the tragedy unfold. After violent storms, The village of Grun, Switzerland, was engulfed in nature's wrath. The earth and rock suddenly collapsed, swallowing everything in its path. Video recorded the terrifying moment, leaving witnesses speechless. Nature does not warn, and its power is always beyond our imagination. The scene before them seemed like something out of a science fiction movie. But this was a harsh reality created by nature. Strong winds from a nearby lake carried water, freezing everything. Cars were trapped in a thick layer of ice, immobile in the bitter cold. Houses were covered in ice, turning the area into a magical but dangerous ice world. There was nothing anyone could do but wait for rescue teams to arrive. In a